up, everybody? Welcome back to Twisted Life of TV. I am Poetry. You are here for PNTV. That's Poetry's News and Twisted Views. All right, child. What we got going on in the news? This video may all be about the Trump trials. There is so much happening in light of that. The last video that I posted about it was pertaining to Jenna Ellis finally flipping the script and becoming an informant or made a plea deal with the agreement to testify against future defendants in this case. In Jenna Ellis's plea deal, of course, she brought all the doggone fake ass tears. That was so staged, it was ridiculous. She kept looking back at her attorney like, am I doing it right? Am I doing it right? Girl, Janice, nobody believed you. Nobody believed them too. Well, somebody did, but I wasn't one of them. Believe them fake ass tears. Because she still did not really take blame. She pled guilty, but then made a but. Okay, she said, I'm guilty, but if I hadn't listened to other lawyers who were above me, then I would have done the things that I did. Now, since 2020, Jenna Ellis has been very vocal about the fact that she thinks that the election was stolen from Trump and how we done did him wrong and the Democrats are just out to do this, that, and the third. And we need to respect democracy and give the rightful president his time back. I'm paraphrasing her thoughts over the past few years. And now all of a sudden she's saying, if I'd have just known a little better, if I'd have known what I know now, child, what she just did in that moment is saying that back when everything happened, I didn't know all these moving wheels was going on. I'm only dealing with one or two particular people, so I didn't know everybody else was doing everything else. I have nothing to do with the RICO side of it. That's what she's saying. But her saying, if I knew then what I know now, I wouldn't have went along with it. But at first, she was allowing her faith to handle her case. Remember, she was one of the people that did that bright and shiny, smiley face when she took her mugshot. You ain't smiling now, Jenna. You ain't smiling now, but what you ain't doing is crying, because that crying is fake as hell, child. That crying is fake as hell. So, I posted up on the community board what all their plea deals were. So, Jenna got a $5,000 fine, 5 years probation, and I know she named Rudy Giuliani and Donald Trump in her plea deal arrangement. They all have to write letters to the people of Georgia to apologize for trying to defraud you and trying to suppress your vote. That's why I'm saying fuck that letter shit. I intentionally try to suppress your vote. I even brought up, in Jenna Ellis's case, found 10,000 more dead people and certified their votes. You know what I'm saying? They should not be getting a slap on the fucking wrist, because that's what I feel like Fonnie Willis is doing right now. I know these are plea deals, but these plea deals should include some kind of jail time. Some type of jail time. Remember when I reported on the man who had made up the fake flyers to get people to text votes for Hillary that didn't exist? They gave him at least 2 months. So you mean to try to tell me the one group of people who infiltrated a whole state? And let's be clear, the state of Georgia is the only one that's pressing charges. There were 6 other states involved. 6 other states involved in this. So so they've done this other places, but this is the only state that's filing charges against them. They have went in, rigged election machines, certified dead voters, certified people who wasn't even of age, made up names, walked into the electoral college and pretended to be officials and shit like that. And y'all sitting here trying to tell me that they get no jail time at all? Sidney Powell, no jail time. The fines are equal to $1,000 per year of probation. So Sidney Powell got 6 years of probation. She got $6,000 fine. Kenneth Chesborough, he got a $5,000 fine for his felony. He pled it to a felony count. So did Jenna. She pled it to a felony count. And they got basically the same fines as Scott Howell, who pled it to 5 misdemeanors. Now, as of last night, apparently 6 more people are ready to flip. Now, I did make a mistake, y'all. I had said in my video, God fucking dog it, I hate the cars that add the extra mufflers just so they can sound loud and ride fast. I'm glad he riding fast, though. In my video that I had posted up initially, I thought that Margot Hampton was going to be the one that was going to flip. I took the prize for Jenna Ellis. I didn't say Jenna Ellis. I said the Hampton girl. Because Hampton was the one that was messing with Sidney Powell in the Coffee County irrigations of the election machines and stuff like that. But now there's 6 more people. 6 more people who are supposedly about to flip because they're trying to get a plea deal. I can only assume it's the lower echelon people, like the pastor and the black guy and the black girl, and who else was in there? Was there some other small time lawyers from other states? I believe it may be them 6 people. We don't know for sure. This happened last night. It's 6 more people. So if those 6 more people, that would be 9 out of the 19. Kenneth Chesborough, I found, did not name any other person with his plea deal. So in a sense, he's trying to still remain loyal to some fashion by not taking a plea deal at all. I mean, by not naming anyone else. However, he has agreed to still testify in future trials. Fonnie Willis need to stop handing out slaps on the wrist because it's slapping us in the face. I'm rocking with you, girl, that you're doing a damn thing as far as like getting these motherfuckers indicted and bringing them, to toll. But the fact that they are getting off with probation, and you know how our fucking justice system work, people ain't even give a fuck about the probation for real. Half time people don't show up, they don't take the piss test, they don't do anything. And they still get to go through their probation and live life. You know what I'm saying? They still get to go out here and do everything that they've been doing. We know how, at least black people know how our justice system works. Then sometimes you get something that's just overly zealous. This motherfucker just stopped dead in front of us. Sometimes you get people that's overly zealous. And then, they get you if you sneeze wrong. I doubt they gonna have them type of people over them. They probably gonna get the most pristine, probation officers that just, ones who ready to retire that don't give a fuck about nothing. Them people, the ones that's lenient, they probably gonna get them. So, but yeah, we're looking at 6 more supposedly about to flip and try to cut a deal. At some point, finally, you need to fucking cut off these deals. It's possible that there could be a time that she could say, bam, I'm not giving out any more. I don't need you to come to me anymore with information. I got the information that I thought I was going to get from you, and still cut them a plea deal without them even negotiating it. She could do that. I just learned this, that she can also say, you know what? There's no more plea deals on the table, period. Which is what I'm hoping. What I'm hoping is there's no more plea deals on the table. At least some that's as lenient as that they're getting. But they're expecting all 18 people, including Rudy Giuliani, to flip against Donald Trump. Because, of course, that's the big ticket holder. That's the man that they really trying to get. That's the one thing I can say with dumb Donald when he said they all just trying to, this is a witch hunt to get me. Yes, I can agree with the display of these doggone sentences that's been handed out. It sure seems that way. And I don't mind at this particular time. Because essentially, by these people still being out on the street, I still say they're not really doing anything as far as this RICO organization is concerned. They're not really breaking it up, putting an end to it, putting a stop to it. That's all they're doing is slapping them on the wrist and patting them on their ass and sending them out the door. That's all they doing for me. So, in addition to that trial, we know that he still has his election fraud case being handled on a federal level, that's being ran by Special Counsel Jack Smith. Well, Mark Meadows, who is rumored to have received 100% immunity in the case, in that January, or in that fraud election case that's being handled by Jack Smith. With that immunity, he has testified 3 times now. And the 3rd time he testified in front of a grand jury, giving up everything that he knows about this case, which is a plus for Jack Smith, a win for Jack Smith, and a not so good for Donald Trump if the information he's providing is what they actually need to get everybody else. So I believe it was Trump, Giuliani. There was a lot of unnamed indicted people in the Jack Smith trial. And I know they said they were going to have the opportunity to name more, bring in more. But now, like I said, they're giving Mark Meadows immunity for his testimony. I don't know what that means for Mark Meadows in the Georgia case. Both of these cases are supposed to be separate, but I do think there may be some kind of play that if we don't get him on one side, we're going to get him on the other. Because Mark Meadows is one of the people that have not come forward in the Georgia case. He's one of the people that's indicted in the Georgia case as well. He has not come forward in that, so he doesn't have a plea deal as of right now that we're aware of with Fonnie Willis, or even making agreements with Fonnie Willis. We just know that he has 100% immunity with Jack Smith's case. So, in exchange for his testimony, the charges will be dropped against him. So maybe I don't know, he gonna take he gonna take the hit and take his chances with the Georgia case. I don't know exactly what he's doing there, but we know that Mark Meadows is a flipper when it comes to the federal side of it. I can only imagine that Jack Smith is sitting back, patting Fonnie on the back right now, smiling big because of what she's doing. And it's possible that because these people may have got probation in Georgia, they can either be added to the federal case by Jack Smith. Maybe they were already the unnamed people that we were discussing. I'm trying to get you off my ass. Possibly they're already the unnamed people that we were discussing in Jack Smith's case, and he's going to throw the book at them hard on a federal level. I don't know. That's what my hope is, because I'm pissed that they're getting away with this, y'all. I'm pissed that they're getting away with this. They get to have it on their record for a brief moment in time, because if they make it through their probation, because they all pled guilty under Georgia's first offender law, which I didn't even know exists. Do the people of Georgia, y'all know this exists? If you plead guilty under the first offender law, if you complete your probation, they wipe your record clean as if it never happened. I ain't never heard of that shit before. People that's in Georgia, y'all let me know if y'all heard of it. I've never heard of that shit before. If they get through this probation without committing any other crimes and make sure they do everything they're supposed to do before their probation is concerned, they get to skip. They get to have their record wiped clean. I don't like that at all. Okay, in other Trump news, child. Before I move on to other Trump news, let me go ahead and just give my rest in peace shout out to Richard Roundtree. Actor Richard Roundtree, I meant to say this in the beginning, passed away the other day at the age of 81. after dealing with a short bout of pancreatic cancer. Now, y'all know in one of my other videos, I was talking about health matters, and I was saying for the women, go get your breast checked, because this is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and we were discussing about what this is prostate cancer and all the other stuff. Prostate cancer is in November, pancreatic cancer in September. We got all these cancers happening back to back. The awareness months happening back to back, and I mentioned that men need to go get checked out too, because they are susceptible to breast cancer. Richard Roundtree was one of the men that actually had breast cancer back in 1993. He did have the double mastectomy. I didn't believe that they tested men, so I don't know how men can get tested, because they don't normally test men. I don't even know if y'all insurance will cover it. But to get tested for breast cancer, I learned from you guys that he was a staunch advocate for men getting tested for breast cancer. But that's not what took him away from us. It was a battle with pancreatic cancer that he developed cancer for and took his life. Richard Roundtree was basically a theater actor for most of his early career, but in 1971 he appeared in the movie Shaft. Bad mother, shut your mouth. Yes, he appeared in the movie Shaft. I wasn't even born when this movie came out, but when I got when I popped out and became a human, I was able to see this movie at a young age. They call them blaxploitation films. I don't even know why they call them blaxploitation films, but I used to watch them all the time. Shaft, and I used to watch Pam Grier and the ones that Huggy Berry be in, and then the Pimp Goldie. I forgot his real name. He passed a few years ago too. I used to watch all those films, and so that's how I got to know who Shaft was. I thought he was cool as fuck. He was a private detective that used to kick some serious ass, you know what I'm saying? And they've made like sequel movies about him. I think Samuel Jackson became Shaft next, and then I forgot the other little actor that became his son, the Shaft's son, and he became another Shaft. What's his name? Antonio? I don't remember his name, I'm sorry. But yeah, Richard Roundtree played in a lot of other movies and TV shows. I remember he was on the one with Gabrielle Union that came on BET. I can't remember the name of the show. I used to like it. And then when they canceled it and they brought it back, I didn't like it when they brought it back. But anyway, it was good. It was good. I used to like that show. He played her daddy in there. Richard Roundtree, I see from the comments from people posting, a lot of people are not just talking about his life and his career, they talking about how easy he was on the eyes. He was the old chocolate thing. He had granddaddy vibes for me, but he was a good looking granddaddy. I'm quite sure, he was doing his thing back in the day. I was with the ladies, I'm quite sure. Richard Roundtree was a smooth brother. Nice chocolate, dark, heavy sounding voice, all that stuff, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, rest in peace to Richard Roundtree. One of the pioneers for black people making their way onto the big screen in film. It was largely credited to his entry into the film industry in the 1971 movie Shaft. All right, so go back over to the Trump trials. So we know that he got this case going on up in New York. This is a civil trial, it's not a criminal trial, in which he is not required to be at. He left after the third day and said he was going home because what happened? It made him go home the first time. I don't remember what made him leave the first time anymore, y'all. Sorry. But yeah, he left out that first time, and I thought it was good because we reported that he tucked his tail between his legs, and he ran out the door crying back to Mar-a-Lago, where he decided to return back to the court. But in doing so, he was had a gag order placed on him when he made the comment. Is that what sent him back? When he made the comment about the Judge Ergenon's law clerk messing around with Charles Schumer. And the judge placed a partial gag order on him. Told him what he could and could not say about the staff of the court, what he couldn't say about the legal defenses, the legal teams, what he can't say about the particular case itself. Again, he has already been found guilty in this case. This case is not about whether or not he is innocent or guilty. He's already been found guilty, which means he's already technically a criminal in the civil case eyes. He's also violated laws. We've already determined that. So when he goes out and makes his little rants about how this will prove that he's an innocent man, he did nothing wrong, he's lying, because he's already been judged on that. He's already been found guilty. But so he made some comments about the law clerk, and the judge put a partial gag order on him. Okay, well, one of the things that happened was it's a YouTube channel that I share a lot on my page called The Midas Touch. They went and did some researching. You know, when you figure out who all these people to be going around finding all these first and scrolling all these websites. Well, they got somebody that's scrolling websites following the Trump trials, right? And the comment that Trump had made about the law clerk was found on Donald Trump's campaign website in the legal section. So that word got back to the judge. The judge slapped him with a $5,000 fine. They had called him into chambers before, and he had said to the judge that he was going to remove all of that mess. He promised the judge everything's going to get taken down. And here it is 3 weeks later, 17 days later, this is still showing up on your campaign site. Well, the lawyers argued that, yeah, we ain't got no control over all that stuff. That's a lot of stuff to try to, pay attention to. And since this is his campaign, the judge still holds him responsible. It's your job to make sure that your people are doing what they're supposed to do. So he hit him with a $5,000 fine. Okay. Immediately after that, he went out and talked to the cameras and posted up on the internet again how the judge was a lunatic. And this was a frivolous fine and this, that, and the third. I'm paraphrasing again, child. I got people on my ass again. I don't know what is with you. Leave fucking earlier in the goddamn daytime so you won't have to ride on people's bumpers. I'm in the slow lane. Get the fucking fast lane if you want to go that fast. He went out in the hallway and said something to the news media. Then he posted that the judge was a lunatic again. But like I said, during when the judge asked him why was this still up on the thing, the judge said he was going to take into account that there was some oversight that happened, or somebody missed something, or they overlooked something, but he still was going to get charged a fine because he believes that he is responsible for handling his people. The people who are handling him, he's their employer. He don't work for them, right? So he need to be on the ball and make sure that they do everything to task. So, but he told him then too, if you do this shit again, if you do it again, then I'm going to fine you with even stiffer fines and or possibly jail time. Well, we's back in court again. Like I said, he showed back up in court. Michael Cohen, his former lawyer, is now testifying about what he knows about the different fraudulent findings and valuations that Trump had. And during this proceeding, Trump went outside in the hallway and made a comment again about somebody sitting next to the judge being a false witness, and it's going to be proven this, that, and the third. And so the judge called him back in and put Trump on the stand. Now, this is the first time that Trump was required to be on the stand. He should have kept his ass in Mar-a-Lago and kept his mouth shut, then he wouldn't be on the stand right now. The judge put him on the stand and asked him, who the fuck was you talking about, dog? Who you talking to? Okay? And Trump said he was talking about Michael Cohen. Now, I'm going to tell you, I'm not in defense of Trump, but it sounded to me like he was talking about Michael Cohen as well. However, part of his gag orders, he's not supposed to speak on the witnesses either. But he said he was talking about Michael Cohen. What really kicked it in the nuts, though, is he said, however, I do think that your law clerk is partisan and that she's the one running the show, in so many words, basically. So the judge was like, I don't believe that you was talking about Michael Cohen. I think you were still going about the violating the gag order, and slapped his ass with a $10,000 fine. So now there's a $5,000 fine and a $10,000 fine that Donald Trump has to pay for violating his gag order. And he told him again, and keep it up. It's gonna get even tougher, including jail time. Now, I appreciate the fines, okay? Because we already know Trump ain't got enough money, but his campaign, the people who support him, they gonna pay them fines for him. I appreciate the fines. I'm looking forward to when he say, fuck it, take your ass, you got jail. Because this trial's supposed to go on until December. So he got a whole lot of time in order to keep violating this gag order, which you know he will. Trump stopped out of court, walked out of court, had Secret Service follow him out. That should have been contempt of court right there. That should have been contempt of court right there. But I can only assume that because he is not legally required to be in the courtroom at this particular time, him walking out of court, that's why they wouldn't hold him in contempt. Because if he was supposed to be sitting there, then that's damn sure contempt. I remember walking out of court before and being held in contempt. You know what I'm saying? I remember that shit. That's definitely contempt of court. That's almost as if you ain't even appearing, okay? You violating your court appearance by walking out of fucking court. He walked out of court, went and talked to the media again. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what the judge is going to do in this case, but what I appreciate about Judge Egnar in Gorin, what I appreciate about Judge E, and so I'm going to have to call him right now until I get the pronunciation of his name, is that he's actually doing something. All these other judges, Judge McAfee down in Georgia, Judge Chutkin, we already know that Judge Cannon ain't gonna do shit. All these other judges ain't doing nothing in regards to him and his social media posts, his subliminal threats that they've been making. They're not doing anything but just saying, do it one more time, I'm gonna slap you on the wrist. Do it one more time, I'm gonna slap you on the wrist. He don't even get the slap on the wrist. But this judge up in New York, he said, I ain't fucking playing with you. I ain't fucking playing with you. We gonna show you better than I can tell you. Now, he must be from Missouri. Didn't show me that he from New York. He from New York, one of them New York boys. He's saying, I can show you better than I can tell you, baby. So we back in court again today. You know, I told you court is Monday through Friday from 8 to 4:30. Back in court at the end of the day and see what else that he gonna get fined with or hit with. We already know that the testimony that Michael Cohen is presenting is very damning. We already know that. So, child. Okay, so in the other what the hell am I saying? Political news. They finally got a House Speaker, y'all. They got a House Speaker that everybody, all the Republicans could agree on. I don't remember his name. Damn it, what the hell? Because I just saw that they had a House Speaker. That's why I don't remember his name. But he's supposedly somebody that is 100% for banning abortion nationwide, which is why they didn't want some other person, Jim Jordan. That's one of the reasons why they was against Jim Jordan, but they got this dude that is 100% against nationwide abortion as well, because Emers had dropped out. You know, Emers had got put in as the nominee, and then he backed out. So then they put in his little young guns as the nominee, and finally they got a House Speaker after damn near 3 weeks. Craziness. So it was something else I was going to bring up in other politics and stuff like that. Again, y'all, I'm not speaking on the war. I saw what Obama put up. And I'm not speaking like there's something else I'm missing, because there was something else I know I wanted to tell you guys. Child, I'm at work. Thank y'all for watching. Thank y'all for being here. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Peace.